Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. So I have been covering just a plethora, if you will, of bugs related to the game. And I've tried to keep track of a list next to me off camera. So far, obviously we've talked about parry and how there have been increased reports of input issues that some people said that they haven't ever seen. We're not even going back to the input issues of like 2021, right? We're going to this whole new issue of input issues. So that's number one. Number two is something we've covered a lot in Battlegrounds specifically, and that is, of course, the bugs that Kabam is now publicly saying they have heard from us about. Everything from not being able to select all your defenders, everything from, of course, the horrible timeout bug that prevents you from having any registered score of your fights, even when you win. And for the record, the only time I've really been able to tell that it helps is if you don't, excuse me, if you don't hit the fight now button, if you just let the timer run down to the fight, that should help. Speaking of Battlegrounds, I did a whole video this past weekend over what I feel like, from my own personal experience especially, has been the most passive, infuriatingly so, AI ever. To the point I'm spending 45 seconds just dancing around trying to bait specials, and they won't throw it. It's like an all or nothing node where you get to a special 3 and then magically they wake up like a wild Snorlax that body slams you into oblivion. But what is really causing some headache is something that I have seen personally twice today. Now, Katie Candy talked to me about this a few weeks ago, and she had taken a hiatus from the game for a couple of months, and then she came back. And I thought to myself, well, it's probably just her device. I haven't seen it before. And lo and behold, be careful what you think, YouTube. Because when I've dashed back, sometimes in the previously talked about bug where you're just trying to bait specials, and I don't know how you do it watching this, but I get right up to the defender and then just dash back and see if that causes them to fire it. I'm not saying it's a perfect system. Obviously, it's imperfect, but I'm trying, and it is not working at all. Well, now when I dash back, what do you know? Instead, it's like inverse controls. I dash forward straight into the opponent, who then, of course, awakens to wreck me senseless. I would like to think of myself, and maybe you disagree, as a pretty even-keeled person. It takes a lot for me to get upset. It takes a lot for me to want to throw my very expensive phone. When I dash back and my champion dashes forward, I have to do 1,000% self-control in the moment, or else I will freaking lose it. It is way too stressful of a situation to be put in to have to see if your dash controls even work. And because there wasn't really like video evidence, because how do you tell unless you're seeing somebody swipe on the screen live? How can you tell if somebody's swiping, right? You just kind of have to trust them. Until this happened to me, I kind of just dismissed it as something that was like device related. And who knows, maybe that's still the case with my iPhone 13 Plus. All I know is that it has been going on more than ever, and even in the last 24 to 48 hours. I think in the total last 2 days, it's happened at least 3 times that I can count. But who knows, maybe it's happened more, and I just haven't noticed it. And I'm not fighting Emma Frost. I'm not fighting any defender that causes inverse controls. And yet it's acting like that. And there have been some theories on this that have also gone into the input issues, where Kabam has coded things to where even if champions don't have relics attached, the screen where you tap still acts as if the relic is there. And that can factor into, of course, the input issues. Now, would it be shocking to know that Kabam caused more input issues by trying to add a feature? No. That's been basically the consensus from day one. And we've been playing this game now, at least I have, for over 7 years. But needless to say, this is the reality of the situation. The inverse controls bug is back. Maybe it never left for some people. I'd love to see if you all are seeing this issue. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.